In the TED Talk presentation that I viewed, Ken Robinson spoke about how the public education system is teaching the creativity out of students by de-emphasizing the arts, where some students might excel, and putting more emphasis on math and English and science, the fields in which people are more likely to get jobs. His intro, his attention getter, his hook, was very effective. He uses humor. He tells a few jokes at the beginning that are related to his thesis that kind of help loosen everybody up, get everybody kind of into his story or into his presentation. The conclusion actually is very effective. He tells a story about a famous choreographer, Gillian Lynn, who as a child could never sit still, and they thought that she had a learning disability, when it turns out that all she wanted to do, all she needed to do, was dance. And by nurturing her creative side and nurturing the dance, she grew up to be this famous choreographer who is responsible for plays such as Cats and Phantom of the Opera. And he leaves us with a clincher that really makes us think about children today, and how if we nurture their creativity, we should nurture their creativity, because they are the ones who are going to be running the world when we are gone. When they grow up, it's their creative processes, their original thoughts and original creations that are going to be impacting the world after we are gone. So I thought it was a very effective clincher. Ken Robinson uses storytelling very much throughout his entire speech. Most of them were personal stories, stories about his personal life, his family, kind of a little bit about his background as a teacher, as a professor. And actually, to me, it felt like his entire speech was one long story, which I thought, for me, was very effective as an audience member. His delivery was very natural. He was making eye contact, very good eye contact with the entire audience. He was kind of looking around the room, making sure that he was looking at the entire audience so that they could all feel like he was talking to them. He made mistakes during his speech. He wasn't reading from a teleprompter or reading directly from note cards or anything like that. He was just speaking completely off of memory, and almost it almost seemed like not making it up as he went, but he was just ad-libbing, and he was adding information and details just on the spot that he felt at the time were essential to the story he was telling, to the speech that he was giving. I would say, as far as his delivery goes, it was very, as Gar Reynolds would put it, naked. He was not behind a podium. He was standing right out in the middle for everyone to see. The lighting in the auditorium, on the stage, and on the audience was rather bright, so everyone could see him. He wasn't necessarily walking around and moving on the stage. He had a little bit of a limp. He couldn't walk too well, but that did not take anything away from his presentation. He was still very effective. One tip that I would give my classmates based on this presentation by Ken Robinson would be that humor is an excellent icebreaker, and it's a really good way to get the audience engaged, especially right at the beginning, and kind of keep things light throughout, kind of keep everyone, especially if you're talking about a serious topic, maybe something controversial or something maybe sad, or something where it's just very serious, and there's a lot of serious information in there. It helps to keep everything nice and light.